Ruby Rose, I'm sorry I ignored you at the very beginning, but
How are
business.
you?
First of all, it's great to see you again. We haven't talked in a little bit, but anytime I see your name on a film, I know I'm in for some action and some great stunts. So, um, and this film, Dirty Angels, is no different. I mean, you're tough as nails in this.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Medic is very tough. She's a great character, actually. I enjoyed playing her a lot.
And is that why you took the role? Was it on the page for you when you got the script?
It was. The script was great. The script was excellent. Martin Campbell is somebody that I have always wanted to work with. He is a tremendous director. I had such a fantastic time working alongside him. I think for me, it usually comes down to the script. This script in particular, I think the idea that we could honor female soldiers, past and present, that have been in the battlefields, and it's sort of an unrepresented or underrepresented sort of film genre, if you will. There's a lot to do with male soldiers, which is fantastic, but I think it's excellent that we can sort of honor their bravery, their commitment, their sacrifices, and hopefully entertain them.
Yeah, well, it is a very entertaining film, but it also goes a little deeper. It's a little bit of an education too on women in the military and the sacrifices that they make.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Martin had us read a fantastic book before we got to set, which was called Ashley's War. And it's about one of the first ever all-female groups that were sent into Afghanistan. And it talks about how that came about and why, and the reasons why that was incredibly beneficial. One reason being that men can't actually speak to women in a lot of these countries or touch women in any way culturally. And to respect that, having women come into the battlefield that can actually get intel, that can speak to other women, that can even speak to children. It's just a huge benefit that they didn't have before because as males, you just couldn't have that kind of access and you couldn't get the information you needed on the site. So I think, seeing it all in that, knowing how many soldiers have risked their lives and had their lives taken and what they've stood for is really important, I think.
And your cast is spot on. I mean, Eva Green is just wonderful, but Maria Bakalova is tremendous in this role. I mean, what a group of performers that you get to play with.
Oh, like really, it was ridiculous. Ava Green is one of the most incredible people that I have ever met in my life. And I get to call her one of my best friends now. We had a fantastic time. And you've got Maria Bakalova. You have, even the guys are great too. We have Jojo Gibbs was wonderful, Emily, Rona. But we have the guys in there like Chris Backus and everyone involved really was just, they brought something to they brought something unique. Everyone had a different background. They came from a different kind of place, had done different kinds of acting. And, we were lucky because Martin made us have rehearsal periods, which is something that you don't always get. But it meant that we were able to bond, before even sort of going into the battle together or going into set together.
What an amazing career you've had, and what an education in film.
Yeah, I have been very lucky. I've been extremely lucky. I noticed just the other day, I was sort of, someone brought up how, diverse this cast was. And I thought, oh, yeah, I guess. And then I sort of realized I've been incredibly blessed in my career, starting with Orange is the New Black, doing things like John Wick, Meg, Pitch Perfect. I mean, they were all very multicultural, very diverse casts. And I've been really lucky to keep moving along that track.
And I think that just goes to your talent. I mean, you have done quite a bit in your career, but I think as an athlete, you shine because every role you take, even if there's not a lot of stunts, you put there's just kind of a presence you have that's undeniable.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of the roles that I get are very physical. So, I'm glad that you can see that that sort of pays off for me being quite an athletic person.
Would you think about doing like a little lighthearted comedy at some time?
I would love nothing more. Are you kidding? That would be the dream. To have a bit of a break in between the action to have a bit of a laugh for sure.
Was there a lot of training in Dirty Angels?
There was, yeah, we had a full-on boot camp that went for weeks before, which was part of the rehearsal as well. We got a lot of stunt training in, just knowing sort of what signs to use on the battlefield and knowing that in different armies, in different countries, they have different ways of talking. So it was quite, intensive, but you sort of have to do a role like this the justice that it needs.
And playing a soldier, though, I mean, you honor. women on the battlefield and off the battlefield, and even your own personal life, your grandfather in Gallipoli. I mean, wow, what a wonderful statement you've made.
My great grandfather, Alec Campbell, was the last remaining Anzac actually from Gallipoli. And I met him at his 100th birthday and met him again afterwards. And he lived until he was 103.
Wow.
And, he was very grateful for his time that he spent. He applied when he was only 16. He was underage and lied to get in and was called the kid soldier. But he was very anti-war, and he was very aware of sacrifices and how much loss comes for every side involved. And, so he really gave me a good understanding of the sacrifices that are made by the people that go and do these sorts of wars.
In our final seconds that we have, what do you think audiences will take away with them from watching Dirty Angels?
It's always hard to predict what an audience member is going to take away from the film, but I think I would like for them to see that sometimes the line between good and bad is a little bit more messier than we'd like to, recognize perhaps. And just to see the brave, courageous resilience that these female heroes have, and what they stand for.
Ruby Rose, I just adore talking with you. You're one of my favorite interviews, and all the best. Have a great holiday, and take
Thank
care. I
you.
hope I see you on the next one.
Yes, absolutely. I better see you on the next one.
Otherwise, you'll come and beat my ass, is what's going to happen.
Yeah, with hugs, with hugs.
Take care.
Bye bye.